2013 regular board meeting. Please stand with me, pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Farquhar.
Here.
Gray.
Here.
Horn.
Here.
Franzer. Pop.
Here.
Stockton.
Here.
Vogel.
Present. Open to public, agenda items only. If you have something to come to the podium for, give your name, your address, and keep your comments to 3 minutes, please. Okay. D, consent agenda. Entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as is.
So moved. Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, I'd like to have item number 1 removed, please.
Entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda with item number 1 removed.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Farquhar.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Horn.
Yes.
Pop.
Yes.
Stockton.
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Parker.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to address item F, page 2 of the minutes. I know we're all grateful that we're moving in the direction of having the online bill pay and all that, but there's a lot of information here in the minutes that was not even brought up at the last meeting. There's a lot more, I mean, I assume that our goal is to have accurate information reported to the public as to what actually took place at the meeting. There's good information here, not disputing the need to provide that information, but I don't recall half this information actually being spoken at the meeting itself. Additionally, there's other information that was presented to the administrator that he made reference to that did not make it in here, pertaining to the automatic bill pay, not just the online bill pay. So I'm not real sure how to deal with that other than the fact that it needs to be amended, I suppose, but I'm not exactly sure how, because there's so much more information here that hasn't been discussed.
All your trustees read the minutes?
Yeah, can I comment on that?
Sure you may.
I believe all that stuff was in our packet that was given to at the last board meeting, which is also available online. So I believe that the general public would have been able to see that if they needed to, or if they wanted to. Because I know it was in my packet, even though he didn't say, Mr. Wallace didn't say all this, but everything was in the packet, in the sheet that Mr. Wallace had given to everybody.
Maybe I could refer to the council to explain, is the minutes supposed to reflect the discussion at the meeting or the content of the packet that we've ever seen?
The minutes are supposed to reflect what transpired at the meeting.
So I don't dispute what you're saying, Trustee Stockton, I'm just concerned that we're stating things that did not actually take place at the meeting.
Well, we've changed things that have taken place in the meeting.
Sure.
That people say didn't take place in the meeting or changed their words in a meeting, so that happened at our last meeting exactly.
May I?
Yeah, please.
I think the board might have 3 options. It appears the board could accept the minutes as is. 2, the board could table it for the review, or 3, amend the minutes to reflect a packet was given to the board.
That included some of this
Yeah,
information.
it wasn't discussed per se, but it was given to the board. So I think there's 3 options. 1, to accept them, 2, to table it, or 3, to amend it to indicate a packet was given pertaining to,
Include some of this information.
that's all.
That's fine.
So I think those are your 3 options.
I would defer to number 3 if that was acceptable to the rest of the.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as is.
Do we have a second? Or trustees need to read a little bit more into those minutes? Let me know when you all have read the minutes and you understand it clearly.
While you guys are looking at, can I ask the administrator a question?
Yes.
Mr. Administrator, I do believe that during the brief discussion, like you were actually almost surprised at how short it was. I believe during the brief discussion, you did also mention both options, not just the online, but also the automatic, the ACH. I think you made brief mention of both.
That is correct.
Okay. And I don't believe the minutes actually reflect both, they only reflect one.
Guys, just let me know when you got it read. You read yours, sir? Okay, we have a motion on the floor to accept the minutes as is. Is there a second? Motion fails.
I'd like to make a motion to amend them to reflect, as the attorney indicated, that much of this content was provided in a packet. But there was also the addition of an ACH or an automatic payment option that you've also included. That would be adequate.
Do we have a second on that? I'll second that. Any discussion?
I would like to review, what was the number 2 option?
I think the first option is to accept it as is, second was to table it, or third to amend it as trustee Farquhar indicated.
Any other further discussion? Roll call.
Gray,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
No.
Stockton,
No.
Farquhar,
Yes.
Motion to amend carries. Anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Do I entertain a motion to accept it, including item 1?
I think we're.
Is that what you want to consider after D? Okay. To the clerk's office. No report, Madam. Administrator?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Mayor has nothing. Engineer?
Nothing for the engineer's report, sir.
Thank you, sir. Attorney report?
Thank you, Mayor. I have 2 items for the board's consideration. If the board recalls, we adopted 2 ordinances at the last board meeting, I think on a 5-to-1 vote, for a special use permit for 2 companies, one Mr. Robert Bush and 2 the Axman Motorcycle Club. Upon further review, it's been requested, there's been 2 modifications set forth in the ordinance. We're not replacing the ordinance, we're just amending section 2. The change under section 2 special use permit would be subsection E, indicating overnight stays shall be prohibited. And also subsection J would say access to the facility is strictly limited to the named members of the motorcycle club and guests. A member must be present at all times the facility is open. This was asked to be amended. I amended it pursuant to the request. It's for the board's review and consideration. I also did indicate all board director members shall complete a criminal background check like we talked about. There's criteria about whether it's still up for discussion, but at least we have it in there. So the first one would be an ordinance amending ordinance number 1632 for Mr. Bush.
Madam Clerk, ordinance number.
1634.
That's in the form of a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
So, section 2, item F,
Yes, sir.
they should complete a background check. The background check, wonder if it comes up that someone is, a felon or something. What do we do there?
I'm in litigation on that right now, not in this
Okay.
particular situation, but in another one, for the last 6 years in federal court. There's probably some discretion going back to the board on that, because to set a criteria then, it's very difficult. Do you say yes if he or she's got a DUI and the charge? Do you say no if it's a felony? Do you say, was it a charge that was dismissed? So I think a criminal background check is good, but there's got to be some discretion, I believe, with the board. Then you got to be concerned too, with certain situations, they can be convicted of a crime and still be given a permit.
And if I might add on to Attorney Krzyzewski, some of the concern was that what this background check does, it may not be cause for action on behalf of the village, but more for information for the law enforcement arm of the village, so that they are aware of who they might be dealing with at some point out there as well.
I think to speak a little clearer, Trustee Horn, it's almost illegal, I would believe, to stop. Somebody was convicted of a felon, did whatever, they made their, paid back to society, or DUI, that should not have any, like you said, strictly information for us to have a record of that. That's the way it's designed, so am I correct?
Yes, sir. I mean, if it's, obviously, if he or she was convicted of DUI, they went for a liquor license, it's a different story. But if he or she is charged with something and reduced down to a misdemeanor, something to be taken into account, but you have to be very careful, because then it's a sliding criteria. When do you stop? When do you say yes? When do you say no?
Okay. All right.
Roll call on ordinance 1634.
Horn,
Yes.
Pop,
Yes.
Stockton.
Yes.
Farquhar,
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Carries.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is an ordinance amending ordinance number 1633 regarding the special use permit for the Axemen Motorcycle Club. The exact same changes as we talked about. The wording is exactly the same. Same criteria as set forth with Mr. Bush, so it's up to the board's review and consideration.
Ordinance number 1635. Entertain that motion.
Move we accept that.
Looking for a second. Second. Any discussion on this? It's identical. Roll call, please.
Pop,
Yes.
Stockton.
Yes.
Farquhar,
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Horn.
Motion carries. Counsel?
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Brings us to committee reports. Trustee Stockton and Finance.
No report.
Thank you, sir. Police, Trustee Horn.
No report tonight.
Thank you, sir. Public Health with Trustee Gray.
Just one thing next door, we have the bunny brunch coming up next Saturday, the 23rd. It will be held here at Village Hall. The brunch itself will be 12:45, with Easter egg hunt following at 1 p.m. Tickets can be purchased here at the hall, $4 per child, $4 per adult. We're having shoots and Sicilian Joes this year as our brunch. Again, that's next Saturday, March 23rd. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir.
What's the deadline for getting those tickets?
Basically,
Friday before?
yeah, probably Friday before, and they are selling very fast, actually. We're getting a very good response already.
Anything else, Trustee Farquhar? Public Property, Trustee Farquhar. Thank you, sir. Trustee Pop, Road and Bridge.
I don't actually have a report, but I do have a couple of comments, so if you don't mind. I want to commend the Public Works Department, our Superintendent David Gazelle, and all his workers. They worked 17 hours straight to get our roads cleared. And he did not let them leave until it was all done. They all reported back. And when I get up in the morning, I'm an early riser. I rode the roads at 6 o'clock. And can't say I rode every road, right? But they looked great. So I commend them for that. I know they got paid for it, but it's the idea. They did their due diligence. And the other thing is, and every few months I mention this, buy your gasoline in Monee. We're in line with everyone else on prices. It helps our motor fuel tax. So I encourage you to fill your tank up in our community if you could. End of report or comments.
Thank you, Trustee Pop. Mr. Administrator, do we have anything from water with Trustee Cranzer that you're aware of?
At this time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Economic Development, I have nothing at this time. Item K, unfinished business. No unfinished business. Any new business? No new business. Brings us to M, open to the public non-agenda items. Public podium, your name, your address, and 3 minutes, please.
I'm Gloria Calomino. I live at 4925 Augusta Boulevard in Monee, Illinois. We've had our family reunions at the Aaron's Park for the past 4, 5, 6 years, and we've always been able to have liquor there. Last year I was supposed to come in here, which I did, to ask your permission for liquor license or liquor, for us to serve liquor. And I'm also asking you this year, we have the park rented on July the 20th, I believe, the third Saturday of July. And I just want to know if you can serve liquor this year also.
Any of the trustees opposed to her wishes? Let us know now.
I know they're a rowdy group, you know.
Gloria, have a good time.
Oh, the Italians, you know. Thank you so much. Oh, also, about the fee this year,
Yes,
would it be the same or
$1,000.
$1,000?
I'm joking. Got you for a second. It would be the same.
The same, thank you.
Anybody else in the audience? Okay, we're gonna close that part. We have nothing to go in executive session that I'm aware of. It's the first for a long time. Make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Stockton?
Yes.
Farquhar?
Yes.
Gray?
Yes.
Horn?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's quite uneventful.